There we are. Woo! All right, one more live for the people. What's up, everybody? I hope you can hear me. I've got my Bluetooth headphones in because the last time the mic wasn't working too well. But it is Saturday, June 22nd at like 10 in the morning. So maybe a little early for you folks, depending on where you're located. But yeah, today we have a live stream, the final live canning here at Tanglefoot Brewing. Today is the last day of service at the brewery. Get out of here, fly. And I have a shit ton of stuff to do. So I am very busy. I'm going to be zooming through cans. In fact, I'm going to run outside really quick to grab some cans. My buddy. So I've got some extra cans. Oh, now nobody's on here. There was one person, but now nobody's on here. All right. Hopefully somebody will jump on. There they are. They're back. Got an extra box of cans. I'm going to blast through this. So the overview for today is I am going to be running out of all my beer, hopefully, except for the 10 degree because I brewed one last batch of 10 degree pale lager. So I'm going to can up as much of the 10 degree as I can. And then I'm going to get those labeled and get everything set up for the party. Well, the final day of service today. It's going to start at 1 p.m. We are having nothing super special going on other than final day of beer service. Very, very limited amount of cans. I probably only have like 15 of the other brands in 6-packs, and then I'm going to try to do like 20 6-packs of 10 right now. So that is where I'm at. And then later on today, Jody, my girlfriend's going to come in and play some music. And we've got some customers bringing some food in for a potluck. So lots of stuff is going on, but basically just drinking lager. I'm going to get this started, and then I'm going to dive into kind of how the week has been. Give you all some updates to the one person that's watching. Also, if anybody has any comments or any questions, drop them down below. I do know that it's early, so I apologize, but it's the only time that I could jump on here because I have a lot to do. Okay, so now that we are rolling with the cans, this last couple of weeks since I have announced that I will be closing has been pretty busy. Shocker, right? You announce that you're closing and then you get real busy. So it's been pretty crazy. Yesterday was pretty busy in particular and had a lot of people come out and say very nice things. I've had several people come out from other places, including had a guy from Philly fly in to come see me on Thursday. So that was pretty sweet. And then a couple of weeks ago, I had a couple come in from the Netherlands that planned a road trip in the States and stopped here in Temple, Texas to come see me here at Tanglefoot Brewing. So that was pretty cool. And they all found me on the YouTube channel. So pretty cool to see the reach of this channel. It's really not humbling. That's the opposite of humbling, actually. It's like it's pretty boost your ego, but it's really nice to see how this channel has reached so many people that are interested in lager and a small brewery or whatever you're into that make you want to watch this channel. So that's been cool. Seeing some new faces, seeing some old faces. A lot of people shocked why I'm closing, and it's just the obvious sales point everybody towards the YouTube channel if they want to watch the entire unraveling of how things have gone in the last year. But yeah, overall been pretty nice. Been nice not sitting up here doing nothing, I have to say. It's feels really good to be working nonstop. Both Thursday and Friday yesterday were just like 12 hours of me just constantly working. I got up on yesterday morning at like 8 o'clock and started screen printing right away. So I screen printed a bunch of new shirts and a bunch of bandanas. I don't know if any of y'all follow my Instagram, but I printed like 25 and I only have 3 of them left. So that's kind of cool. And then I printed a bunch of shirts and then ended up selling a bunch of shirts. So that's cool. I've had quite a few orders online. If anybody on here wants merch, shirts specifically, you can go onto the website and order a piece of merch, specifically a t-shirt, and then you color it in size on the build your own merch section. I've had quite a few of y'all do that, so thank you for the support. Much appreciated. So the day is going to be pretty hectic. I think it's going to be insanely busy, and I'm going to be overwhelmed, but that's okay. One last service. I've only got a limited number of 6-packs, so first come, first serve. Every single person that's come in the last week has been like, you selling the glasses? So I am selling the glasses. In fact, a lot of you on the YouTube channel have asked about the glassware, but I highly doubt that there will be any glasses left over after tonight. So I'm going to start selling glasses around probably like 7 o'clock on the drop top. And just pour the rest of the beers through the night in these plastic cups that I have. So I'm going to sell them these used ones for like $5. Everybody's going to take them. So I doubt that there'll be any left over, but on the off chance that there are any glasses left over, I will post them on the website. And if somebody wants to buy them, they can buy them. Several of you have asked about it. So that's an update on the glassware. In other news, I may have a buyer for the system. So I've also had several people from the YouTube channel reach out about the equipment, reach out about the taps. A lot of y'all have asked about the taps, actually. And a few wanted to part out different pieces and stuff, but I actually have a person here that's local that may be interested in buying the whole kit and caboodle, so that would be the most ideal situation. So that may end up happening, but more news on that once I kind of solidify what's going to happen. And we got to get through today, and we'll have a lot of like trinkets and stuff left over that I need to figure out what to do with. I have a lot of like Steins glasses that aren't my glasses that are just kind of like hanging around as ambiance. So I'll have to figure that out. Family is going to be selling the building, so this property will be sold and will be used by somebody else. So I'll take as much of my stuff out of here as possible. That'll be the end of it. But the number one question I've had outside of are you selling glasses is what are you doing next? I will be making a few YouTube videos in the near future about kind of the wrap up of closing down the brewery and what my plans are. But the short of it is I'm doing I'm starting to do some consulting work with a buddy and their company. And then I am going to be doing some other part-time work, whether it's in beer or outside of beer, just something to get some extra money coming in, but with the intention of hopefully starting another business. And then as far as the beer is concerned, I want to keep the brand alive. So I know a lot of people are thinking like, yeah, this is the end of Tanglefoot 100%, but it's just the end of Tanglefoot and Temple. I definitely want to be able to brew this beer in some capacity, whether that's contract brewing or partnering, licensing with another brewery and just getting the beer out there, if it makes sense. So I look forward to continuing doing that and continuing to keep this YouTube channel alive. Really digging the YouTube channel. It's been a lot of fun to make this stuff. Also, just a heads up, I don't think this is the car, but I will be, not that anybody's like engaging on here, but I will be selling a keg to a customer in the next like 30 minutes. They're coming by to pick up a Slim. So I have some regulars that run what do they call it? Sandlot baseball team here in Temple. The Freight Hoppers. They are going to be coming out to get a keg of Zdraví for their baseball game today. Actually, they have a double header, so that would be kind of cool. Last keg at Tanglefoot out in the wild, or one of the last ones. So, yeah. Also, look at the sick bandana. It says Tanglefoot right on it because I printed them correctly this time in the correct orientation. So when you fold it, it's Tanglefoot. Anyways, I thought that was cool. Hopefully you do too. So where's everyone at? I see there's 4 people on here. I know who you are. Actually, I don't know who you are, but drop something in the comments if you're watching. Just say hello. Because I'm just sitting here talking to myself and filling cans, which is cool. It's what I have to do, but I like talking to people. A little dialogue here and there. Something else is happening. What else is going on in the beer world? Well, I think I did already mention at the beginning of the stream that I will have, I will run out most likely of all the beers on draft today. As soon as the first one blows, I'm going to put on a same special keg of the 22 Greeks Mave, so that is the stout version of the dark lager, and I will serve through that, and then that will most likely blow, as well as the other beers. But I will have quite a bit of 10 degree left over. So the last batch of beer that I brewed was the 10 degree pale lager, and I brewed a full batch of it, and I still have like 2.5 barrels of that. So I will have plenty of that left over, but the goal with that is to put as much into cans right now in the next couple of hours, but then I'm going to sell a few kegs to some customers that have keg raters at home. I think I'm going to sell a keg to another account and do just a little Tanglefoot keg day at their account, and then hopefully that'll be it. Let's see. Cheers from Norway. What's up, Norway? I love it. Hey, Andy Brennan from Houston. Glad we were able to make it out yesterday. Beer was great. Good luck in the future. Thanks, dude. Yeah, Brendan came out and shared some beers. Well, didn't share some beers, but drank some beers and shared some conversation. And yeah, it's cool, man. Cool to meet people that find you on here. It's always a pleasure having a chat about beers. A lot of people brewing the beers. I didn't realize. In fact, Brendan was one of them that was mentioning that he had brewed every one of these lagers. But over the last couple of weeks, I've had several people reach out and be like, "Oh yeah, I brewed this beer. I'm gonna keep this beer alive on my end." So that's pretty neat. I love seeing it. Love seeing the pictures. If anybody else decides to brew one of these beers, all the recipes are on the website. All the videos are on the channel describing the recipes and the process. But if you decide to brew one of the beers, shoot me a picture. Let me know how it turned out. And let me know if you did any additions or subtractions or modifications to make it better or worse. If you aged it 2 months or if you drank it within 3 weeks. I'm interested. So I've got this other box of cans that is not this white. These are called atoll. Well, I don't know. It's some process that basically the inside of the can is lined, but these are also printed white. So I've got these, and I've been using these for a long time. But there is a slight difference in the clamping pressure from this can to the blank aluminum cans, and I may have to adjust the seamer as soon as I switch over. So that may be another boring time on this live stream. But what else? It's a beautiful Saturday morning. It's nothing better than watching some rando on YouTube fill cans. Always a good time. And also, it's getting hot. I came in on Thursday. I talk about it. I swear, I'm a 60-year-old man, but I talk about the weather all the time now. And I was in here on Thursday. Had to come up and keg wash and rack beer and clean the tank. and I was drenched by the time I opened. I opened up, I had some friends that came in and were completely soaked. Was completely soaked. So yeah, the heat has changed. As soon as it gets above about 90 degrees back in the back, it gets really steamy and gross. But the positive side of that is I found a frog back there, a cute little frog. He probably likes the hot, humid weather in the back. So I have a friend for the next week or so until I move everything out. That's been nice. I like frogs. I like frogs. I like toys. It's easy to sound like an idiot when you're on here talking by yourself. Just random shit comes out of your mouth. This is also the last layer of the palette of cans, which kind of coincided perfectly with me closing and me running out of cans. But this last layer of the palette tends to have a lot more debris in it, just from moving different layers and stuff off top. So I've had to rinse out a lot of these cans with sanitizer. That's not a big deal. Got 6 folks on here. Nice, nice. Hope everybody's having a good time. Good day. Thinking about taking a little departure from the internet in the next week or two. Just getting away and turning off my phone and getting out into nature. Just clearing my head. So not that I'm posting on here on a daily, but I will be hopefully taking a little break in the upcoming week or so. It'd be nice. I feel like I've been doom scrolling more in the last couple of months than ever, and that doesn't feel good. I don't like it. I need less social media in my life and more nature, more like human interaction. Maybe I'll do some beer meetups too. We'll meet up with some buddies, some old brewers that I haven't seen in a while. Reconnect, rekindle the relationships. So, we got a few more of these white ones. I'm not exactly sure how many of these I need to do. I might try to blow through this keg. I think this keg is probably like 3/4 of the way full, so I could probably get like 15 6-packs. Maybe less. But yeah. I'll blow through this keg and then maybe move on to another one. Because I know as soon as I open, there's going to be like a line of people that want cans, and it's going to feel so terrible that there just won't be enough for everybody. But that's how it goes. Should have a running count on Instagram. Just update the feed so people know. But I hope people come out and just chill and drink beers, hang out. Probably gonna have to hang out outside. In fact, I should have mentioned that on my post. It's gonna be packed here, and the inside's gonna be packed. So I'm nervous that people are gonna have to hang out outside, and it's already hot, a lot of sun, so maybe a little miserable. Got 10, 12, 13, and 14 on draft. The 22 slim in the wings, waiting until one of these pops. And then I have quite a few kegs of 10, so we won't run out of beer today, but we'll definitely run out of cans, and I'll sell all the glassware at the end of the night. So this could be a good day, good sales day. The last one, probably the busiest day I'll ever have. So that's a fun side note for any of you that are looking at starting a business, and if it doesn't work out and you announce that you're closing, you'll have the busiest sales that you'll ever have on the last week, generally speaking. Also, it's been a running joke all week that this is just a monthly promotion. Closing down. We're closing down this month. Next month, we'll be open again. And we're closing down. Last chance to get the lager. I think it's got legs. I think that's a good business plan, honestly. Just get that hype out there. Ooh, that was gross. A couple of these got coffee in them too. Spilled my coffee one day, and it just like spilled onto like 2 or 3 cans, but they kind of sunk to the bottom. So every now and then I'll find one of them. Oh yeah. Well, that's it. Last live canning. Although maybe there'll be another canning situation in the future that isn't going to be standing behind this bar. Last live canning behind this bar off these taps. It's been a wild ride. I remember when I started canning back in the beer saloon for the first time. It was kind of weird because I've talked about it on this stream before, but the way that this beer gun attaches to these taps is pretty serendipitous, because the nozzle that comes off the front of the liquor taps has the same threading as the beer nut. And so I just take that nozzle off and put the beer nut and washer on the front of the tap. So I don't have to do anything else. It's too complicated. So that works out really nicely. And these taps have restrictor flow control valves already in there. And that allows them to control the flow. And so if beer's pouring really foamy, you can control it much easier. I used to have individual flow controls that I would put on the standard American taps at Black Star, the brewery I used to run. And so every time we would have to take the tap off and put the restrictor on and then connect the beer gun to it. So anyways, the whole point of that was that it ended up being kind of like serendipitous. This beer gun just happened to fit on there. I was able to can back there off of this. Well, it wasn't this kegerator, but the other kegerator that's still stuck back there dead. And yeah, I've canned a lot of. I'm going to do a brewery recap video and kind of maybe get some numbers and stuff together. But be curious to see how many cans I've sold over the years, how many cans I've filled off of this beer gun, how many cans I've hand labeled. It's quite a bit. And the other thing that's interesting, although all of this is riveting, I'm sure. The other thing that's interesting about the cans this week, in particular, this past 2 weeks, has been eye-opening, because I've been I'm pretty pessimistic about distribution, because it's just, in my opinion, it's just a tough business, and it's extremely competitive out there. So just any way you slice it, it's not great. There's not a lot of money in it, and it's very difficult. But one thing that did give me some pause with it is that I started thinking about how many cans I sell proportionally here, and it's quite a lot. It's not like a large volume, but proportional to the total revenue that I do, I sell like a third to a half of my sales on any given week will be cans, which is quite a lot for like a small kind of boutique. I mean, quite a lot in my experience, I think, but I think it shows that people, as much as I think that this brand only holds up on the kind of the service element of the Czech lager with the taps and the glass and the coasters and all that stuff, it does show that like people just also really like the beer and package. And so in the last week in particular, I've had so many people ask for cans, and I'm like, no, I'm running out of beer, so I can't justify it. But it does make me reconsider, like, it would be interesting to do like a real push into distribution and see if there's like there is any organic demand there. Obviously, there'd be a lot of marketing and sales and getting accounts and maintaining accounts and stuff like that. But it would be interesting to see if there's just a general organic demand for these beers on the market. Another side, or two interesting point, is when you contract brew. So generally, contract brew is where you have a license, you pay a brewery to manufacture the beer, and you buy that beer from them, and then you sell it or do a combination of them selling it. But basically, you purchase an allotment of beer to be made, and generally it's a very large amount. So like 30 barrels is a pretty like standard low minimum order per SKU. So 30 barrels of beer is not, I mean, that is a lot of beer. So, what was my point? I'm just like rambling and I'm just like totally spacing on my point. See how organic sells. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember my point. So if you have a 30 barrel minimum, right? And you have to decide which beer to put into production, right? You have to decide which 30 barrel minimum you want to brew. And for me, if I were to like really stick my neck out and do something like that, I would most likely only choose one, maybe two of the beers that I brew. But which two? Because the one I want to exist is the 12 degree. I think the 12 degree pale lager is, I love it. It's a great beer. It's the beer that I want to drink all the time. But there's plenty of pills on the market. But what about the other beers? What about with 13 degree Tamave? I don't know. I think it would do well. I think it would stand out on the market, but also dark beer doesn't sell nearly as well as light beer. And I'm sure there's exceptions like Guinness to the rule, but just it would be interesting to make that call, because at some point you have to make that call. You have to make a decision. You're going to put out 12 degree. Definitely wouldn't be the 14 degree because that's a seasonal anyways. But would it be the 10? Would it be the 12? Would it be the 13? All this and more next episode of Tanglefoot Brewing. So, yeah, drop a comment if you think you have an opinion. Either way, which of these beers do you think? Which of these beers do you think would do best in distribution? I do not know. I guess that's not part of the game. Nobody knows. If you knew, it'd be a home run. Just capitalizing. I assume you're keeping the name, etc. going. You said you had a keg at a bar, didn't you? Hold on. Sorry, I'm filming this. Said you had a keg in a bar, didn't you? Would you consider closing your storefront and just burn canning kegs since you can limit your hours? I will not be doing anything here. This is done in Temple, but I will be keeping the brand alive. Potentially the beer's alive if I can figure out a contract brewing or some other licensing beer situation that makes sense. But yeah, as far as being in Temple, Texas, is not going to happen. Because I live in Austin, an hour away, and that's been a huge part of the struggle. And then, but to dive deeper into your question, something that I had considered previously, because I was like, hey, it's so slow here. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Let me just brew all the beer and sell it into distribution, and at least I'll be able to like just move the beer and then test out this distribution period. The problem is that there is no money in that. So like I wouldn't make any money, not even like any money. It would just be break even or potentially lose money, where me staying open and having service, at least I was making tips and I was making the margin on selling glasses over the counter. But with the production volume that I have here at Tanglefoot, there's zero money, if not losing money, just distributing. So it was a brief option that ultimately would not financially work out. So I decided not to do that. But hey, if somebody else had the overhead and could produce the beer more efficiently at a larger scale, that is an option. And I can test out the market in that way with a contract situation. So that is hopefully something that may happen, in the future. And I look forward to trying it and documenting that too, because I would like to show people on this channel exactly what goes into distribution that I know is not great, that maybe other people don't understand or aren't privy to. Not a lot of that info out there. Not a lot of like beer business overview in general on YouTube. There's a lot of like beer related content, like recipes and ingredients and stuff. There's not a lot of like, hey, this is the sales process for how you get placements in bars, and this is how often you touch accounts and clean lines, and this is how cost of goods works on in-house retail sales versus packaging. So that'll be something that I will hopefully be able to dive into regardless of the distribution. Okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white 6-packs, those cans, and now I am moving on to the silver unpainted cans, which I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that these have a tendency to have a little bit more resistance when you plant them in the seamer, so I may have to adjust the seamer. So I'm going to give this one a test and see how it goes. The only downside is that my calipers broke, so if there is a significant amount of... Okay, now that feels pretty... Yeah, that feels pretty consistent with the other ones. I think the last time I had cans, little 12-ounce cans like this that weren't painted, there was something off. I don't know. They didn't seem right. They seemed slightly off, but these seem good. Similar amount of clamping pressure. So we'll move on. 10 people, what's up? I saw it got up to like 15 earlier. YouTube, push this out. You gotta tell the people. Last live stream, live canning ever. This is what the world wants. This is what the world asked for. So it's your job to distribute it. Yeah, I've always been curious if this gets any organic reach to anybody that isn't a follower or a subscriber. Going good. So I feel good about that. Have you thought about making sour beer? Man, that's a great idea. I tried it out in January, but late last year I tried doing some sour batches, but ended up not liking them, so I dumped them. For those that don't understand my dry humor, that is a joke. I had an infection, and this man, Jeff Young on here, is the one that sniffed it out. Also, shout out to Jeff Young for the blank cans. Appreciate Jeff just now getting into it. With these little blanks, for the unpainted blank cans. It'll be coming out today. Anybody else on the stream coming out today? I need those cans back when you're done. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and clip the tops off and get them cleaned up for you. Cheers from Dublin, Ireland. Currently doing a 50-liter brew day, and I've got your stream all beside me. Dope, dude. What are you brewing? Anything lagery? Anything delicious? That's awesome. I want to go to Dublin. In fact, Jeff Young right above you. He's going to Ireland, I think, in the next couple of months. Find him out there. Cruising. It's only 9:44. All right. We're doing okay. Been stressed all morning trying to figure out everything. Gotta get these cans done. Gotta go to the bank. Get this place cleaned up. My grandma's coming over. Although grandma was here yesterday, so I guess technically I don't have to. Yeah, today's gonna be nuts. And yesterday I was only open for 4 hours, but I was sore. My feet were killing me at the end of the day. So it's gonna be about double that soreness tonight, I think. But that's cool. What we signed up for. We got somebody brewing on this stream. We got Jeff Young, who's probably just sitting in bed still. And who else is in here? Anybody brewing? Anybody doing anything exciting today on Saturday, June 22nd? Also, where is old Ryan at? I told you I was supposed to sell a keg to these regulars that are playing baseball today, but I thought they were coming at 9, so I was hoping that y'all get a chance to see a transaction live in real time. Got a nice Pilsner brewing. I'll start my first concoction pool in about 20 minutes. Awesome. Love it. Pills, baby. I've got coffee going. What time is it? Is Ireland 6 hours ahead? 5 hours? It's an appropriate time of day to be brewing. Running out of lids. A lot of this is serendipitous because everything seems to be kind of running out at the appropriate time. So I got these extra cans from Jeff, like I mentioned, but I had a stack of lids left over that may be like the exact amount of lids that I need to finish canning these up today. And then these beers, I'm hoping just kind of like pop slowly throughout the day, and then at 8 o'clock, the last one blows. I hope. We'll see. Watch nobody comes and it's just dead today. That'd be so funny. That would be the ultimate kick in the nuts. Just like last day sitting here waiting for people to come in. Nobody shows up. More lids. That's good. I had a story to tell you. I can't think of anything. Oh, I guess I can tell you a story. Maybe 2 weeks ago now, my buddy, Zdraví, came in from Arizona, and he's a chef. That's how we met. We worked together in a kitchen in Phoenix, and he came out to visit Austin for the first time ever. So we hung out for a few days and literally talked about nothing but just for 3 days straight. We ate and drank and talked about food, which was awesome, very nice. But when we were kind of reminiscing, and I was telling Jody about how we met, I was like, "Hey, how did we meet? What did we get to know each other?" And it was at this restaurant. But during that time, I was 20 years old, and I've talked about this on the air before, but I was 20 years old and was a pastry chef at this restaurant, and I got exposed to craft beer in this restaurant because we had done some beer pairings, and I had a coworker who homebrewed and showed, brought his homebrew in and kind of showed people the process. And I took an interest in that and ended up asking him to show me how to homebrew. So I went to his house and we brewed beer together, and that kind of started the whole journey that we were talking about this particular. In fact, the last stream I did, somebody from Arizona was talking about Papago Brewing, and specifically, because that was like the first brew pub I ever went to, the first place to brew their own beer. And apparently they're closed now, but they're the one and only beer that anybody ever remembers from them was the what was it? The wildflower, no, some flower, some dreamsicle, creamsicle beer. I don't know. Anyways, and he specifically brought that up. Jabari brought it up. He was like, oh yeah, they've still got that creamsicle beer floating around town. I just thought that was so funny. But full circle, the first beer I ever had, pretty much from like a local craft brewery, and it's still hanging around, still going on. Almost 4 p.m. there. 4 p.m. So that's 6 hours. Left it late in the day to get it's done. The brewing is the easy part. The cleaning is the hardest. Yeah. Cleaning takes a lot more time than you expect. During the warmer months back here, when I couldn't knock out to 50 degrees, the fermentation temp, and I could only get to about 65, I would have to let the glycol jackets cool the beer or the wort down to the appropriate fermentation temperature, which, you spend 7 hours on a brew day, you're soaking wet, and then you just want to pitch yeast and get out of here. You've done, and I, start the cleaning and stuff. And it would take like 2.5 hours for that to like crash down because it was so high, it wouldn't transfer heat effectively. So just another aspect of this system in this particular location that just like made it real challenging in the summer months. Couldn't maintain temperatures during crashing, and couldn't knock out the wort at the appropriate temperature. So had to sit around for 2.5 hours and drink a beer and wait on it, and pitch the yeast and clean up again. Be nice to have those brew in a bag, or not brew in a bag, but like they make bags for fermentation vessels that you can just fill up, ferment, and then pull the bag out, and you don't have to clean anything. Those sound nice. Also, just getting somebody else to do the cleaning would be nice. Just hire someone for the cleaning. You do all the brewing, they can mill in, you just stir the mash, and then leave for lunch and beers. And that's the drink. Getting crowded over here. Might need to label some of these off and then get these out of the way because they're gonna probably topple over if I put them more on top. And I'll show you in a second. After I do these last three. Oh, another thing that is serendipitously running out is the CO2. So I was super nervous that I wasn't going to have CO2 to can today, because I was also super nervous that I wasn't going to have CO2 to carbonate the last batch of tin and ultimately pressurize the vessel to empty it into kegs. So yeah, I was running low, and I had to transfer. I had to rack the beer. Well, first I had to clean and purge the tank. Then I had to rack the beer with CO2. Then I had to carbonate the beer with CO2. Then I had to keg wash to clean the kegs to then empty the tank with CO2. Then I had to use CO2 to push the beer out of the tank. And the whole time I was just like, I feel like this tank is going to be empty soon. And it is just now creeping into the red, so I probably have, I don't know, maybe 10 more six packs potentially. That should be all right. Not too bad. Morning, Will. Will G. This is always a point of confusion for me. Do I leave it on my face so you can just look at me while I'm doing this, or do y'all want to see the actual can or the labeling process? So this is the stack of cans. It's 12 deep. See you in a few hours. Awesome, you're coming down. Love it. Well, the way that that's sitting right now, we're just going to leave it on my face because it's sitting kind of awkward. I'm going to get this whole thing set up. Maybe I could drop this down a little lower so you can see. No, does that not work either? I don't know why I do this to myself. I always balk at whatever decision I make. But I just want it to be, you see that? You see that? Okay, good. Let's change this roll. Get this 14 out of there. Show us the brewery if you have time now. Let me get these labels going. I'll show you when I put these cans back in the bag. Also, it's going to be pretty awkward because this live stream camera is attached to my laptop, so I'll have to carry both back there. But I'm happy to do that. Just give me a few minutes to label these up, and then I'll take you back there and show you the whole thing. Maybe we can see my frog friend. For those of you joining the live stream more recently that are like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? There's a frog in the brewery. It's cute. That is all. Going crazy. I feel like I'm losing my mind talking to myself. Okay, so this is me loading up this gigantic label roll onto this really janky, not sophisticated labeler. This is a kind of a guide rail that I keep on with sort of this patented technology that I invented specifically for this machine, tape. So I put tape right there, and that keeps it on. And then I can, sometimes I have to calibrate it a little better. Yeah, there you go. That looks good. And then I run this roll through a series of kind of rollers. And it spits out a label on the other side. All right, let's get it rolling. See if it's all straightened up. It's looking okay. All right, let's see if we've got a smooth sailing. Not terrible. A little crooked. But that'll be okay for now. It'll hopefully straighten out a bit as it gets more tension. Some of these first labels are pretty dirty too. I need to clean them off. All right, that's looking a little bit better now. There, that's a better shot. do it for the people. Not the finest label job, but it's okay. Got to keep an eye on these different colored cans too, because I want the six packs to be uniform. Another thing that can get kind of tricky with having two different looking cans. If there's anybody on here that is new to the stream, welcome. This is the last one. This is the last canning stream, at least. It's the last day of service here at Tanglefoot Brewing. But I enjoy these streams, and this is my canning process. And this is how every single can of beer that has come out of Tanglefoot Brewing has been canned and labeled by hand with resentment every time. Just kidding on the resentment. I love it. I actually really do like the canning process. This is kind of my zen moment of the day. And it can be very boring and monotonous, but I don't know, it puts me kind of in a good, relaxed state. Straighten up now. There you go. All it needed was some talking to. I'll straighten up now. I have all these labels left over. See, now that just doesn't look as good. I'm sorry. Sorry for the folks that have to get the gray ones, but I just do not find that to be as attractive. But hey, it's about what's inside, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. Judge it by its placement on the shelf. That's what I say. The Dewey Decimal System that it's associated with. I'm actually kind of surprised that I got 12 six-packs out. I said 15 earlier, and then I was like, is that 3/4 of a keg? I had to do quick math in my brain, but maybe there's a few more six-packs in there, and then we'll switch over to another keg because I want to get at least 20 of these bad boys ready to serve. And I am limiting these cans to 2 six-packs per person, and I'm considering making at least one of those a 10 degree because I do not have many of the other ones. Come on. How's your business? Oh, got to catch up. Sorry, I've been head down on these. Dude, so sad you're closing, man. Hope you're doing well. Never got to finish my beer that I made with some of your advice. Oh, well, what does that mean? You haven't finished it? Well, finish. Start it again. Do another one. Fuck it. But, yeah, man, it's all good. Definitely the right decision to make on closing. So no worries. We'll try to keep the brand alive. YouTube channel will stay rolling. So funny, I'm actually in the process of brewing your pale lager. I did it once before, and it was fantastic. Currently boiling. Oh, dope. That's awesome, Ken. Love it. Send me a picture when it's done. I'd love to see the results. Some guy, how's your business been since announcing closing? I mentioned this earlier on the stream, but for anybody that's starting a small business or has a small business and is considering closing it, if you announce it, you will have the busiest week of your business's life, most likely. Yeah, so it's been busy. the first week was busy initially because of the hype and the reach of the post, and then the second week was a little bit slower, but still much busier than a normal week. And then this week has been quite busy. Thursday was pretty busy. Yesterday was very busy for me, like an $1,100 day, which $1,100 at $6 a beer is pretty busy in 4 hours. And then today is going to be nuts. Today is going to be crazy. I'm just hoping that I can keep up with glassware. So, but should be good. Should sell out of all the beer, or at least should sell out of most of the beer except for the 10 degree. And the end of the night will be everyone drinking 10 degree pale lager. It's fermenting. Just haven't been able to taste it. Oh, okay. So you brewed it. You didn't like toss it or lose it or something. Okay. Yeah. Keep tasting it. See how it tastes. Do a just kidding post due to increased demand. Yeah. Yeah. That's the running joke, is that this is just a periodic marketing promotion that I'm doing. So like every few months, I'll just announce that I'm closing and get the hype out. Actually, it's not funny. It's kind of sad. But what's ironic about that is that Black Star, the brewery that I ran and worked at in Austin for years, we ended up we had to make an announcement. It wasn't a closing announcement, but it was an announcement that was like, hey, sales have this was in, I think, 2017. The end of 2016, 2017. Our sales dipped like something like 30% in a couple of months. It was just crazy. It was like right around the election. It was just a weird time. But sales dipped so quickly, and cash flow was so poor. It was so negative that we were like, if we don't change something, we're going to close. And so we came together and made a decision and talked about what we should do. And we ultimately were like, dude, we need to tell our member owners, because it's a cooperative brewery. We need to tell people that we're in a dangerous cash position. And so we messaged it out. And to be fair, the messaging was a little, it was just kind of, hey, we're pretty much going to close if you don't come out. So people reacted though. People came out in droves, and we had the busiest weeks we've ever had in the business. And it was good to see the support, but also there was then kind of this stigma with Black Star, like, oh, that place is always in trouble. Oh, that place is always closing, which is not wrong, but not accurate either. It just is weird. And so if you announce that you're closing, that sticks with people. Also, another thing that is interesting about human psychology is that I knew this going into it because I've had several acquaintances and friends and stuff that have either closed breweries or been around breweries that have closed. And there is this kind of this emotional rebound when you get these like large sales after you announce that you're closing, and you have this like, oh man, what if moment, like, see, people are out here, people are loving it, I'm getting these like this positive affirmation, like maybe I should keep it going. And I obviously I can't tell anybody what's right or wrong. I don't fucking know. I'm closing my business, but like that's just not how it works, right? Like people are coming out because they're gonna miss it. They're not gonna have it anymore, and of course they want you to stay around, but it doesn't mean that sales are gonna turn around and get any better. So it's just one of those kind of misleading things that if you do announce that you're closing and then you see like a huge uptick in revenue and then you're like, maybe I'll stay around. Just like, what does that messaging even look like? Like, hey guys, we were going to close because nobody was coming, but then we said we were closing and everybody came out. So we think that we could do it now. I don't know. I don't have the right answers though, folks. I'm just a guy that makes beer, tries to sell it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. Damn, I already ran out of. So I just ran ran out of all my 6-pack carriers that I was just doing. So hang tight. I'm gonna go back there and put all these cans in the fridge, and then I'm gonna take it back and show you the brewery. So just a few moments. That right there was 12 6-packs, and that took me, I started the stream right around 9, so about an hour, and I got 12 6-packs. It's not the best efficiency, but probably knock out way more if I would just head down. But I'm like, this lines up with, kind of the speed that I did at Black Star as well. But it's about 3 cases an hour, which, I mean, by any real brewery metric is terrible. But for a tiny brewery in Temple, Texas, it's okay. Did you have someone design your logo, or did you do it? And can you go into the process a little more? I designed it. And look, I printed this dope bandana. I'm going to print more and put it on the website, so you should get one. But anyways, yeah, I designed the logo, and I'm very proud of the logo. I probably spent more time on the logo than anything else, and the branding. So we are here in the brewery. These are the Latina tanks. That one is the mash tun. Also, you can see I'm holding the laptop, so this is awkward. But yeah, let's see if I can get a little bit of height. Just a little bit of height. Okay. There we go. So two tanks, right? We got the mash tun and the boil kettle. And then it also came with this tank, which is the one right there that's behind that ladder. That was a kind of a hot liquor tank, but I don't use it for that. I just exclusively use that to reclaim water from knockout. These are my vessels. These are my tanks, my little babies. Those are the 2 fermentation vessels. They're empty, except that one on the right needs to be cleaned. That is a bright tank that I move after fermentation into the bright tank to carbonate and keg off of. And then this one on the left, the BBT1, that is a dedicated cold liquor tank. So because I brew lager, I have to knock out cold, and that's the only cold liquor that I have available. So I had to dedicate the bright tank to that. So. Oh, and this is me in profile view. These are the kegs, or a lot of the kegs. Those are old kegs that I don't really use. And is there anything else that you wanted to see? I mean, that's pretty basic. There's not a ton of stuff back there, but that's pretty much it. Let's see. Logo/labels. I'm assuming that you're asking, did I design the logos and labels? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I design every piece of art that's in this brewery is exclusively for me. I have a background in art. I did art. That's weird to say. I don't really have a background in art. I drew growing up, and I did art all the time. So I've always been pretty artistically inclined, and I love. I just love creating stuff, making things. And so when I decided to open this brewery, I thought really long and hard about the brand and kind of how it fit into this city and what it meant, what kind of the ethos of the brand. So the whole aesthetic and the vibe was very intentional. This logo in particular is a ripoff of an old, or heavily influenced, as I like to say, of an old Pearl logo, an old brewery in Texas. But I love this shape. I love the soft aesthetic of it. And then the script, I didn't hand do it, but I did digitally edited a font to make it look kind of whimsical like this. And then put the Texas on top because I wanted Texas to be kind of like the core of the brand. And so, yeah, that's that. And then everything else, like the coasters and the labels and stuff, are just iterations on that stuff. Now I'm a brewer that started in Italy and is working in Ireland, and your brewery and contents always follow me. I just wanted to say how much I respect you for what you've done. Thanks so much, dude. I appreciate it. Or girl, I don't know if you're a boy or a girl, but thank you. I really appreciate it. That's so nice to hear. Also, I hope you're enjoying Ireland. I want to go. Do you leave full kegs at room temp? Absolutely not. No, those are just empty kegs. Do not leave kegs at room temp. Did you look into replacing kegs with serving tanks like Czech Republic? I had heard that there were some cost savings with those. No, I never. I mean, initially I considered it, but no. This entire brewery has been working with what I have. So I've had very little money and resources to put into it. So I've used whatever I could to get by. Serving tanks are great, especially they would be great for lager, but it just wasn't an option, especially when I first opened. If you go back and look at the very first how to start or how to brew Czech lager in a tiny brewery, that video is when I was open while the barbecue was still operating. And so you could see how much space I took up and how I was kind of pushed. I had to pull all of my equipment out every single day that I brewed. And so there was no other space option. I already took up more space than was probably appropriate. So yeah, it was, I had space constraints and time constraints and all that stuff, money constraints. So. All right. Put this back over. Let's get right back into it, folks. This is how we do it. Turn that back on, turn that back on. Rock and roll. Watch. I bet you the keg blows on this three cans right here. Just have a feeling. That's fair. Totally forgot you were operating in a barbecue space, considering the stuff you had to work with. You did an amazing job. Thank you. I appreciate it. I agree. I think considering especially the equipment that I first started out with, I was very proud to have come out with a lot of good beer out of the gate. So another video to go watch. Oh, actually, I don't think. Maybe you could go watch the video about the how I built my first system, but I don't think I had any videos. I don't think I had started the YouTube channel when I was still brewing on the homebrew setup. But I came out of the gates with the same quality beer, but was brewing on a very janky system. So we're gonna go ahead and pause it for a second. I have a guy coming in to pick up a keg. I'm not pausing anything. It's just going to run. You're going to hear me. I'm going to be in the back, so don't be alarmed. It's just me making. What's up, dude? I'm on a live stream right now. Yeah. No, you're fine. You're going to get Black Panther party.
Oh yeah. This little indie film.
Yeah.
It's just.
I don't know if you remember it, but
it's just fucking catnip for boomers.
Yeah.
I hope they caught that everything. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. All of it. Yeah, so I'm canning right now, and then but I'm gonna have a limited number of cans, and then the beers will slowly start to flow. So I'll have, I think the 13 will go first, and then the 14, and then the 12, and then it'll just be 10 degree left over at the end of the day, but everything else is good. Cans will sell out like immediately. So it's gonna be nuts.
It is the end of a fucking era.
I know, dude.
Man, I get it. It sucks it's going though, dude. I get it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the support over the years,
Man,
as always.
if you want to take a break at all today, I might take a field for one of your beers and watch baseball out.
Yeah, I'll just pop out.
Is it
Yeah.
gonna be like an end of the world pet party, or are you gonna have like your events? Do you have people like working, or it's just gonna be you by yourself today?
I've got my cousin coming in to help me, but it's nothing too special. Jody's gonna play some music, and then there's some regulars are bringing in food. They're doing a potluck thing, so but yeah, mostly just killing beer and having a good time.
Sick, dude. Nice hat.
Yeah, exactly.
We're that for us today.
It's a pro team. Well, y'all have fun, dude. Tell everyone I said hello. I'll be here. John said he might stop by after the games, but yeah, I'm sure I'll be here later than usual. But all right, play well, guys. That is a local Sandlot baseball team. Some regulars are super great folks. They're going to be serving up a keg of 10 degree at the field. That's pretty cool. All the teams that they're playing are going to get to enjoy this local Czech lager. Ooh. That sip just made me realize how thirsty and dehydrated I am. How much do you sell kegs for? Are those 6 barrels that you sell? So that keg, the 6 barrels, I sell generally for $100, but I give them a $20 discount because it's not really sponsoring since they're paying for it. But they, they're some regulars and they have that local Sandlot baseball team, so they get good exposure out there. Well, now it's just for good times, but it's good exposure. I've had some folks come in from the games, and so that's always nice. They bring the crew after practices and stuff, so it's a good gesture to do that. But yeah, generally $100 for a slim keg, and then I haven't sold any half barrels, but I'm just going to scale those proportionally to $300 for anybody who wants to pick up a half barrel. So it's on the pricier side, but when you brew such a small amount of beer, it's you don't have the economies of scale, so you got to do what you got to do. And by the way, I was wrong. I did not run out of beer on that first 30. Just 3 cans. Maybe we'll get to 15 six-packs like I initially calculated. We've been rolling for an hour 15 now. Dope. Love it. Some guy, sounds like that is fat margins. Seems like selling kegs is the way to go over canning because it costs. I mean, if you were to, neither one of them is good margins, just to be clear. But if you were to sell, if you could sell the same amount of volume at those price points, yes, it would be better to sell kegs because the cost of goods is lower. But there's a lot of factors involved. So my six-packs, I only price at $13 a six-pack, which is pretty inexpensive compared to what they probably should be, and proportionally cheaper than the kegs, which is kind of backwards if you think about it. But the idea with the cans was always to get it into people's hands, to take home and share with people, because I didn't want the price of the six-pack to be a barrier to entry. Or too big of a barrier to entry. I wanted it to be like, if you're going to go to HEB to get another beer, I want you to come here and not have the price be the deterrent. So that's why I priced the cans that way. But the margin is still not great. So it seems like it is. Like, it's definitely those keg prices are much better than what most people's margins are, or what most people's prices are on their kegs in the market, because I have the advantage of them tiny, super limited availability, and I'm just like, this is the price of the keg. If you don't want it, cool. I get to keep more of my beer in-house and sell it at retail margins over the counter. But it's still nothing compared to a pint. So with that margin, with a $300 keg, I think it comes out to about, I don't know, maybe like a 75% margin. Something like that. And cans are like 60 something. So cans are definitely not the way to go. If you're looking to make money, cans are not the way to go. Or if you can move the volume, I guess it's fine. But yeah, different pricing's weird too. That's another thing. Like, I've talked about it before, but pricing is like one of the weirdest parts of business because it's so arbitrary. Pricing is so arbitrary. I mean, it's not like 100% arbitrary, but the number that you pick ultimately is. Like, if you set the metric for, hey, we want this margin percentage, or we want to make this much money on each sale, that dictates what the ultimate price is. But picking those numbers in general is arbitrary. You say, hey, we think that 80% gross margin is healthy. Okay. Healthy is your own personal interpretation, so arbitrary. And as some reference, in the market, keg prices are generally a half barrel. Let's say the keg that I just said I would sell them for $300. A half barrel is, generally speaking, around $150 to $200 to the retailer, and then, which is whatever, but generally that goes through a distributor. So you're selling the beer to the distributor at like $110, then they mark it up to $150, and then the retailer marks it up and sells it at retail prices. But yeah, it's generally speaking a lot less margin than you would use. Sorry for that rant. I don't know why I felt the need to go on that rant. This, I'm just looking at myself in the live stream. I love the bandana. Good job, you. Thanks. Brewer talks to himself on live stream. So those last two, that last can, That felt pretty weird. And that one even got a little crimp. Yeah, these are seeming a little different now. That's so weird. Why would that happen? That's a bummer. So strange. That's 15 6-packs out of the keg so far. Maybe I was way off with my assumption about how much was left in that keg. I wonder if everybody that's watching this right now, am I just on in the background? It's just like meditative, relaxing. Should I give a TED talk? What should I talk about? I know a little about a lot of things. So throw out a subject and I'll give you a TED talk on that. Jack of all trades, master of none. Oh, okay. This is not good. The way these are sitting. Well, that one seemed just fine. There's just a couple cans in there that just were a little off. Somebody's getting those wonky cans. Seven likes on the video. Let's see if we can get that to 10. Let's get that up to 10. Y'all smash that like button. There we go. We got one more. I think I just put, hey, we got up to 10. See, that's what I call a call to action. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. That's so goofy. I truly, like everybody says, like and subscribe. Obviously, subscribers are pretty tangible. You can see them. I have no idea how likes affect the videos. I really don't. Like, I know that certain videos get more likes or less likes and dislikes, but I just don't. Because you don't see likes when you're searching for a video. You don't pick a video based on the number of likes that it has. So I always wondered about that. Okay, so let's see here. It is 10:30. I've got 2 hours to do another 10 or 20. All right, let's just bang it out. I was considering signing off here, but I've got about 30-something% battery on my laptop that's feeding this camera, and I've got, I'm gonna go get another keg. We're gonna continue with this can test. New keg. 12 is feeling a little This is the first keg of the last batch of 10. And I'm uncertain how much carbonation it has. I know it's carb, but it may be just a little less than ideal, or and whew, this brewing stuff is no joke. It's a lot of work. So out. And let's see how she goes. The first sign of a appropriately carbonated beer when canning is that the first second or two is foam. And it looks like that's the case. Beautiful. Oh, we're dwindling. We're going down to 9 people. Push us out in the tube. Let the people know. Let people know what we got going on. Sean Evans, hot one. I've made quite a few weird, obscure references in this stream, and I hope that you get them. I hope you understand them. But they're for me. They're for me. They're keeping me sane and entertained. So if you don't understand them, that's okay. But just know that they're very funny. They're deep cuts often, and it just shows a lot of creativity and thoughtfulness. Just so you know. All right. That was a sweet little pit stop there. That was a fresh keg on for an empty keg. That was a smooth transition. That only took about a minute or so. So I'm pretty happy with that. We're going into, well, we're still just above the red zone on the CO2, so we may be able to get through this whole session without any concerns. This beer is feeling and looking carb lovely. I'm excited to serve this fresh batch. I just pulled that 12-degree keg out, and it is feeling about, I want to say 2/3 of the way full, maybe 3/4 of the way full, but I do have one more 5-gallon slim of 12-degree back there. Part of my heart is hoping that there will be a gallon or so of that left so that I can drink it, but I also am happy to have it completely wrapped. I'm also excited to try that 22. I haven't had that in a minute. Not really the home stretch. I'm about halfway through, but I'm feeling like the energy's coming back, kind of getting the second wind. I was very tired this morning when I woke up. Now I'm feeling pretty good. Thank you, coffee. Thank you, live stream. Got a lot of energy from the folks. Let me read this comment, and then I'm going to tell you one of the interesting challenges with this particular business that I've built. Sorry to hear you're closing. The public didn't come out in droves. I own a small brewery. It was 90% lager, and I always wanted to visit your spot. Been following since the beginning. What's up, Matthew? That's dope. Congratulations, dude. No worries. It happens. What's your brewery's name? Drop it. Let the people know so that they can come support you. Maybe I'll come visit them. But while he's answering that, one of the unique and sort of not thought about challenges to this particular model, the one-man show where I make all the beer and I serve all the beer, is I often get, and I run a YouTube channel and do live streams, is my voice gets taxed. Like I spent all day yesterday talking to people coming in. I'll spend all day today talking and taking orders and doing this live stream. And so I get not only physically my voice gets taxed, but I get like mentally taxed as well. So I need those days off when I'm off. Like I need resets because it sucks when there's nobody in here. That's a worse mental challenge. But when it's busy in here and I talk to people for hours and hours on end, it's surprisingly challenging, which is, I mean, come on. Definitely not a complaint because I love it. I love talking to people. It's like one of my favorite parts of this job. But it definitely does have its challenges. So anybody's looking to get into the making and selling beer yourself and starting a YouTube channel, just keep that in mind. You got to have the gift of gab and the gift of being able to talk for a long time. So whatever that gift is. Beer helps though. Beer helps. Oh, while I'm on this stream, this is the only place that I can really speak to the YouTube audience for everybody that watches this. The people that are on this stream now will watch this, but we'll see how many people get this deep into it on the rewatch, on the upload. But I am going on to the Hoppy Hour live stream this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. I'm pretty sure that's still happening. But yeah, CH from Homebrew for Life reached out, and I'm going to be on there. We're going to talk about some beer stuff. Probably touch a lot on the closer and kind of the state of the beer industry. But yeah, I'll be on there, crushing some beers, and it should be a good time. I know there's a huge overlap in our audiences, so hopefully y'all will see that notification and be able to join us on there because I think it'll be a good time. Probably going to cut this off around 11:30. That'll give me time to go to the bank and clean up. I think that'll be good. Whistle Punk Brewing in Washington State. That's awesome. I'm going to check them out right now. I'm going to look you up on the Instagram. Come on. Get out of here. All right. I wonder, I think I've seen your brand before. I can't remember where, but I'm pretty sure I've seen the brand. That's awesome. How y'all doing? You doing well? You coming out and supporting the Lager Love? Hopefully these seams hold up because these are just so inconsistent right now. Just got on here. Hey, why final? Because I'm closing the brewery. It won't be the last. It won't be the last live stream by any stretch, but it'll be the last live canning because I will no longer be operating it. But yeah, I'm glad you joined the stream. Hopefully you can rewatch it and catch all the little tasty tidbits. But feel free to ask any other questions. I'm happy to repeat. Bobby F, glad I'm here. Glad you're here too. Glad we're all here. It's a good time. We're sharing a little Saturday together. We're doing the last run of 10 Degree Pale Lager that I'm never going to do. And that's the last damn run of liquor I'm ever going to make. That is another deep cut reference. Drop in the comments below if you know what that reference is to. But yeah, so I'm closing the brewery. Today is the last day. I'm prepping for the craziness that will ensue in about 2 hours. We have Jody, my girlfriend's band, will be playing around 3 o'clock. I'm going to be serving all the beer that I have left. Beers will pop, they will glow, we will run out. I will be tapping a special reserve keg, a 22-degree Tamave. I will be running through all the beer that I have. I will definitely have more 10-degree pale lager left over because I brewed the most of that. But all of the cans will be gone. All of the glasses will be gone after service. All of the merch will be gone. But if you're interested in merch, you can go onto the website and you can order a shirt on the Build Your Own merch button on my website. You can pick your size, your color, and I will print it up for you and ship it out as soon as I have time. And I think that's pretty much it. That should be caught up. Yeah, but I've been on here for like an hour and a half and just cruising along, getting my voice warmed up for the day. I actually got sick this week, and my throat was very sore, and I'm still kind of recovering from that. So, but I feel much better. Oh man, future. I keep telling people I want to be an astronaut. I don't know if that's going to work out, but a boy can dream. Now I'm going to be doing some more videos, some more wrap-up videos about what happened, future plans, stuff like that. But the short of it is I'm going to be doing some brewery consultant work and some other part-time work, and then all in order to eventually start something else, start another business, not necessarily a brewery, but something in the beer industry. And then on top of that, I'd like to keep the beer brand alive by contract brewing or getting the beer out into the market in some other way where I don't have to run the overhead of a space that's an hour away from where I live. That's the sort of it. Actually brewing 12-degree pale lager now, our best seller by far. Dope. That's so cool. I don't know if you've seen the video of my recipe, but I'd be curious to see what the differences are in the recipe and the technique of cooking. I know they're pretty basic beers, but curious to hear your perspective. What will you do what will you do with all of your equipment? In order to brew, you need tons of tools. The equipment will be sold. So I have, that was much needed. I've had several people reach out about equipment, so I have plenty of leads, but there's also a place in town, in Temple, around Temple, that is interested in buying all of the equipment. So I'm most likely going to go to them because it's local. I don't have to ship equipment across the country, and it seems like it'll be a good situation for the whole. It'll be a good situation for the city. Wish you all the best. Thanks, False Peak. Appreciate you. We've been open 8 years and things are going well. Just opened a second location, which is stressful but good. No distro, all taproom sales for us. That's so awesome. I'm so happy for you that y'all have the sales to support it. There are examples of this working. Definitely examples of this working in other places. And yeah, that's awesome. Living the dream. But sometimes it doesn't work. And you got to make a choice. You try to squeeze blood out of a rock, or do you move on to something else? And I made the latter choice. It's probably just not hot enough here in Texas. People don't want to drink lager all the time. Jokes. This whole stream is jokes. You're welcome. Netflix is going to send me a comedy special off of that. I know it. Let's see what's our battery looking like. 32%. Okay, we got plenty of that. And this canning session is going by really well, actually. Pretty in the groove. It's easy also when you're focusing on one beer. Obviously, you just kind of cruise through it. But when you have to change beers, I usually, when I was like really moving through cans, I'd be selling, or I'd be canning like 6 of each a day, 6 packs of each, and so that would be like, that'd be a good rhythm. But you'd have to stop, label, change, reset up on another beer, and then if a keg popped, then that would just be heavy jam everything up. I'm also very, very thankful that the technology worked today. I've had so many issues with this camera and YouTube Live that I was this close to not even messing with it today, but I'm so glad that I did. And I hope you are too. Nothing more refreshing on a hot day than an Imperial Stout. I couldn't agree more. I can't wait for I'm assuming that one of these beers is gonna blow by like 3 or 4. Maybe not, but if a beer blows at 3 or 4, I'm gonna tap that 22-degree Tomate, which is the stout version of the dark lager, and it's gonna be fun watching everybody chug a 9% Imperial Stout in the heat. Picked up more cans than I thought, so that's good. I've got extra. Man, these are dirty. Insane. Haven't you considered applying for any existing big brewery to be a brewmaster or something? No, I don't really. I'm not really interested in brewing anymore, to be honest. At least not as a job. Since starting the brewery, I've been much more interested in the business side of things. So I'd like to start another business and run another business, but I'm not super interested in brewing as a job anymore, as a profession. But I am doing some consulting work, so that could require some brewing or some managing of some brewing operations and stuff. So you never know. I'm sure I'll be on a brew deck in some capacity, definitely in some collaborative capacities, but not super interested in doing that as a job. I've seen the video. We're basically all 4 malted Byron with some acidulated and a touch of chit, long boil, and decoction for some color. And Noah Norton's. Have a blast today. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the love. That's all 4 malted. I tried 4 malted before, but didn't really get. I don't know. I didn't really notice a huge difference. I've always really liked just the standard Byron pills, but I know people that swear by it. So that's something that a lot of lager focused breweries do. They like the Bohemian malts and all that stuff. And I'm assuming Saaz. Using Saaz. Unless you locked off. So what yeast? You use the same yeast, Czech pills. White yeast 2278. All right, we got 3 more 6-packs to go on this before I'm going to switch back to labeling. I wonder if there's something different about the bottle. It actually does look different. I don't know if y'all can see, but I've been having issues when switching back to these cans. I couldn't figure out why, because like most of them are fine and they're seeming really well, and then some of them have a ton of resistance. If you could see, there's a noticeable difference in the cupping on the bottom of the can, and I guess there were 2 completely separate manufacturers of the can, but this one seems to be more narrow. That's so weird. Maybe it was just maybe these are like bad QC, not great cans. I don't know, but that's why you come to the live stream, right? You get to see some actual real-time problem solving. Well, not really problem solving because I'm not doing shit about it, but I at least acknowledge that there was a problem, and that's all you can ask for, right? Just bring to light all the problems. Don't do anything about it, but notice them. Will G, save one for me. Well, you better get here, man. You're going to go quick. They will be going quick. I think. Maybe not. That'd be funny if, like, I think all these are going to sell out immediately and then they don't. Another thing I feel weird about, but I can't really do any, like, I can't manage the inventory, but I'm just going to have to give people the 6-pack the second that they order it, because I cannot mentally keep tabs on beer in the cooler. So if somebody buys a 6-pack at 1 p.m. and they stay until 8 p.m., it's just going to have to hang out warm. There's nothing else I can do. Nothing else I want to do, to be honest. I'm not trying to coordinate that. So apologies to anybody thinking it wants 6-pack. Yeah, these cans canning like a dream. That can, no good. Smart. All right, I'm gonna go out. I have another bag in the car. I'm just gonna go out and see if those are the good ones. That's how I got them in a trash bag, which is fine, except it's scented. I'm going to have to rinse all these. I did not realize that was scented. Sad day, brother. It's all good, man. Time for a change. Whew. We get about 15 IBU from Sterling and then hit it hard through the boil with Saz. Saz starts going so low alpha, it was too hard to get 40 IBUs from it. You use Earl Kale from Imperial. Nice. Yeah, I never really tried subsidizing the bittering hops with any other hop, mostly because I brewed such small amounts that the only hop that I had on hand was Saz. So I always just had to work with the low alpha, and it did get pretty intense when I had like 2.2 alpha, lots of Saz. But I was hesitant about it initially when I was like, oh, why wouldn't you just brew with all Saz? That's what gives it like the character and quality. But Pilsner Urquell, sometimes that happens. It's not the first time, it's not the last. But Pilsner Urquell does the same thing. They subsidize with other hops as well. So if they can do it, so can I. So can you. Noticed any difference in flavor from batch to batch, or pretty much par for the course? We got 9 more cans to go. And I feel like I'm yelling. But yeah, 9 more cans to go. And we'll label them, and then I will jump off this live stream and go to the bank. Or I can just can the rest of this keg. I don't know. I'll make a decision, but I'm definitely going to have to end the live stream because my laptop's going to die. Well, folks, down to 10. Oh, we're up to 12. That worked. Down to 10, up to 12. Sometimes it do working like that. Hope y'all enjoyed this. The consciousness. That's all this is. My brain to your ears. I mean, this is pretty much, what do they call that? Robots are integrated into humans. Singularity. This is pretty much singularity. We're sharing brains. You're listening to me through your earballs, and I'm talking through my mouth. Computers are helping us do it, so together we're like one giant beer transformer that can rule the world. All right, that's about as weird as it's going to get. I'm not going to go any deeper. I don't know how people do the 24-hour streams just constantly. That would seem like such a Oh man, just like being conscious that people are watching you the whole time, talking 24 hours. It's a lot. All right, last can, and then we're going to move on. We're going to pick this energy up for the last 5 minutes or so, and we will log off. But join me for the next label session right here. Oh, also another fun tidbit. I keep getting fun tidbits. It's just a day of fun tidbits. The CO2 on the kegerator is dying. So that will run out like exactly at the end of service too. So it seems like things are just working out this week. So that's nice. All right, let's get this camera moved. Let's get the laptop over here. Angle. And one more again. We are going to remove the infamous custom stoppage mechanism. Remove. Oh wait, no, this is the same beer. What? See, I'm losing my mind. Crazy. All right, well, I guess we can just jump right into it. Why is this? It's a little crooked, but it'll work. Y'all aren't too fancy, right? I didn't know Urkel did that. Have brewed that beer 200 times at this point, and it's pretty dialed in. Dope. Yeah, Urkel subsidizes hops when they, they're a gigantic brewery. So I thought I was very surprised at it too, but I forget. I saw it somewhere, but basically they were like, no, we use only Saw's hops. It's like we only use the 4 ingredients, and then the same breath is like, yeah, but if the IBU is like 2.2, we definitely subsidize. You gotta get those IBUs cheaper than buying hops at 2% alpha acid, but. Yeah. And especially like on that scale, you're talking about like millions of dollars. The implications are like gigantic. Oh no, come on. No. Maybe we could do like one big lager live stream brew day. That'd be cool. Get all these lager brewers on here and we can all brew the same beer. Get everybody the same ingredients and do the biggest beer release in the world. Got to say, one of the things I will not miss about this system is this labeler. I will not miss fighting this labeler. That is for sure. Bro. I'm saying bro a lot. I don't know why. I think for a long time it was just like like you said it ironically. Then you say things ironically so much that it then becomes part of your like natural vocabulary. So we got 9, big fat 9er in here. So we're right at 2 hours. All right, 2 hours in, running out of battery, running out of cans, running out of voice. We're powering through. We're here. These are the real ones. The real ones are still here. Watch, it's just like my family. My family just hanging out, listening to me talk. Hi, Mom. Hi, Cornelia, sweetie. Okay, another deep cut. This is just gems. I'm giving you gems. I'll try to take some pictures and stuff too today so I can upload them. And started filming a video this morning about the day, so hopefully it'll be a concise video. But if not, I'll be doing a big old wrap-up video in the next week or so. Maybe I could go. Oh, maybe I could do that when I'm out in the. If I go out to nature, just film the video out there. That'd be sweet. Take my camera, leave my phone, record a YouTube video. I like that. I like that. Oops. That one's a little wonky. Okay. Oh, we're back up to 14, huh? Got a little pop. Is it people just returning to see if I'm still talking to myself like an idiot, or is it new folks? Messed up. So it's this one. It's still beer. It's still drink. It drank pretty good. Another reference. That's all of them today. That one's actually beer related. So I challenge you to go look up, I think Alvin Haynes, It Drink Pretty Good. Go watch that video. If you have not seen the It Drink Pretty Good video and you brew beer or you like beer, you need to go watch that video. It's hilarious. This video of this, I think it's an Alabama congressman or senator. I don't know what positions are, but it's this Alabama politician that is making a case for not changing the laws to allow home brewing or craft brewing. One of it, I forget the particular law that was in question. But his case was, what's wrong with the beer we got? It drank pretty good. Go watch it and share it with people because it's hilarious. It'd be funny if this video was responsible for making that video start trending again. Everybody goes and watches it and shares it with their friends. All right. Germany. See, he knows. He knows. All right, two more. Let's get it. 1, 2. Ooh. I know it's been so long you've seen me. Okie dokie. Now we need to pack them up. Actually, this is kind of nice to watch. In a sea of cans, pack them up with these little plastic pack tags. And makes everything nice and neat. Oh, okay. In the back. That's a little bummer. Woo! Okay. So that is it. That is the stream. Thank you for joining us on this lovely adventure. It is 11:18. I need to clean this up, and I need to go to the bank. Yeah. Other stuff. I got to clean up. I just totally lost my train of thought. Sorry. Been rambling. Still 10 people on here. That's pretty impressive. Thanks for joining. Appreciate y'all watching. This was the last live stream for the canning, but this will not be the last live stream on the channel. I'm only getting started with the channel, so prepare for more beer stuff in the future. But for now, we got to get open for the final day of service. Again, thank you for the support. Thanks for the comments and everything. It's been fun engaging with y'all. Hope you enjoyed. Somebody on the rewatch of this video, comment below how many references I made and what the references were from, and you will receive a free Tanglefoot t-shirt. I will mail it to you. If somebody can do that, I highly doubt you can, but if you can do it, you deserve more than a Tanglefoot t-shirt. But anyways, all right, cheers, y'all. Have a great night. If you're coming, Will, I'll see you in a bit. If you're coming out, we'll see you later. If not, it's been a pleasure. Zdraví.